There are three different sections in Dawn that contain phrases for you to build your patient note. There's the diagnosis specific, and that is what it says, diagnosis specific. Everything under that diagnosis is going to support eligibility. There's system specific, which you use when you want to beef up your note and you want to add more phrases to it. And then there's the patient education phrases, and those are just phrases for the patient education that you've provided. So let's look at the diagnosis specific. So if we go in here and we go into our dementia Alzheimer's, every single one of the phrases in here under each of these system assessments is going to support eligibility for a patient who is on for dementia. So let's look at cardiac. Looking at here, because due to progressively worsening dementia, patient is unable to understand or answer questions. Because remember, your dementia patient shouldn't be answering any questions. So your cardiac assessment is going to support eligibility. Same thing with the respiratory assessment. It's difficult to do because the patient's not able to understand or follow simple commands. So it's in a way that will support the dementia. If you do one for end-stage renal, all of these are done in a way that is keeping the renal diagnosis in mind. So you're going to use all of these, your diagnosis-specific phrases. You're going to use those when you're building your assessment section of your note, that first part of your heart's note, that A part, assessment, go into your diagnosis-specific. When you want to beef it up and when you want to add a little bit extra to it, then you can go to your system specific. So these are all notes that are just in for each system. So there's tons of phrases in here. We also talk about some principles and things just to consider when you're making your note. But then if you click on the assessment phrases, there's tons of phrases in here. And you can use, as we showed in our example when we were building our note, you can use one of these, you can use multiple ones of these, click on as many as you want, copy them, and add them to your note to beef up your note. So those work great for supporting what you have. And then the patient education is just what it says. It's patient education. When you provide training, you can click on these to add to your note quickly to show the education that you gave. So those are the three sections that you're going to use to build your note.